Shalom. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakorash, give honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit. Your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. Hey, this video right here, Modern Day Manners and Prophecies, it'll be mainly one topic, but might combine two in one. Mainly starting with how the elite of Edom, here in America especially, they don't mind sacrificing some of their people for their ultimate goal, right? And they've convinced the lower end Edomite, be mad, be angry at niggas. But you lower end Edomites, you don't get any benefits of the elites. You're down here paying bills and suffering just like the rest of us. You might have a degree of status over us, but you're on the lower end just like us. And that's something that the elites, they don't mind some casualties in this war of trying to eliminate the seed of Jacob. They're aware of this. These lower end Edomites, they're not aware of this. So they're butthurt and bent out of shape about us, right? Meanwhile, they themselves are getting fucked over by their own people. All right, Amalek being at the top, being the chief greedy bastards who don't want to share none of the bacon. All right. Then also, many of you Israelites, especially you Israelite women, the so-called black woman, she doesn't realize that she herself was used as a pawn against her man. So y'all, the ultimate, to combine both of them together, the ultimate goal is to destroy the Israelite man, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man, right? To cut off the seed of Jacob, you have to get rid of the man. Esau has combined all of his efforts and factors to try to, take us out, but it's not going to work, y'all. So let's start with this first scripture. And of course, we'll get some precepts, y'all. Hey, through the grace of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we're going to prevail against this man, y'all. This guy has spent millennium putting together all kinds of traps and pitfalls against us, specifically, Lord willing, the elect men, specifically the 144,000, right? Those men that are going to be raised back up with Yahweh Shai, come wreck this place. He's put up all kinds of barriers, referring to Esau now. He's put up all kinds of barriers and pitfalls to try to prevent you from coming to this knowledge and or to kill you. And we've broken through all of them, y'all. All the disadvantages we have, all of the mishaps, and we still got this truth through his grace and through the glory of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So let's start with this first clip.
America's elite figured out early on that the easiest way to protect their wealth wasn't with guns. It was by turning poor whites and poor blacks, enslaved blacks, against each other. Back in the 1600s, after Bacon's Rebellion, rich landowners saw poor whites and poor blacks fighting side by side. That scared the hell out of them. Unity meant that the ruling class could lose their land, their money, their everything. So what did they do? They invented laws to separate poor people by skin color. They handed poor whites just enough status to feel superior while keeping them poor as dirt. That was something that W.E.B. Du Bois called the psychological wage of whiteness. Its manipulation so old, it's practically America's favorite pastime. The truth is, white supremacy has always been a tool of the elite. It's not about poor whites gaining power. It's never about that. It's about making sure they never join forces with poor blacks to demand real change. If you'd like to support my work.
And now, we understand we're not trying to unite with Esau Edom, because that's not the answer to our problems. Right? Hey, you have some Israelite foreigners in the midst of them, right? Which those that are meant to be saved, they're going to be saved. Those that aren't, they're going to be destroyed. But you see here, right? What'd she say? The 1 second.
American poor people by skin color. They handed poor
1 second.
whites just enough status to feel superior while keeping them poor as dirt. That was something that W.E.B. Du Bois called the psychological wage of whiteness.
The psychological wage of whiteness.
While keeping them poor as...
1 second. I'm going to pause it and screenshot it. Yep, the psychological wage of whiteness. Right? It ain't nothing real. Y'all, you have to remember, the Edomites are divided amongst themselves. Although collectively, right, Amalek included, they all hate us. They want to wipe us out. But they themselves are not united. So they don't mind some casualties in this war. They don't mind killing some of their own kind. They don't mind, having folk assassinated. They don't mind, little Becky run off with Tyrone, right? Esau, Edom himself is divided. So it's no coincidence, we see all these different little goofy things happening. You'll have one dude, oh, I love black people, I'm my best friend. Then you'll have the one next door, hate me a nigger, right? Nigger, leather. And this is the hot topic in the world right now, the race relations in America at least. Remember, y'all, Esau, Edom is divided amongst himself, and this is the spirit that the Heavenly Father set in amongst them. This is how, they're going to bring their own selves down, right? Matthew 12 and 25, it says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And the answer to that is, it won't. You have the elites, you have the lower end ones, in which the lower end ones are not our friends. They just happen to be closer to us because of proximity, right? If all these lower end Edomites could have the wealth and be out in those mansions off in the woods, they'd be doing the same, oppressing their ass the same. They just don't have that affluence, right? The elite don't give a damn. They fucking over all of us. But they've given the mindset to the lower end Edomites that they're better than us. So they run around all proud. But it's all a sick, twisted game, y'all. It's all a sick, twisted game. Let me get some more. Coming back here, we got some more clips. The elite want to wipe us out. They not fond of us, right? So if they need to lose some of their own in that process, y'all, they are not held up by that, right? The illusion of America and the ideals that it was founded upon is just that, an illusion. Everything we were taught in school is a sheer-faced lie, y'all. You just gotta accept that. Let me hand you this one first.
To speak on behalf of Donald Trump, America was built by and for the white Christian people of this nation.
Of the United States has all come from Obama.
And what?
Because he's black and he...
Because he's black and what? Because if him being black is the only reason you have for him being racist, that actually might mean that you are racist. So let's hear you out, lady.
Because he's black and he tore it one way and tore it one way. And I mean, they expect you to believe what they say and not let the American people think for themselves.
I think we had about enough.
I love how our man's like, tap, that's good enough, sweetheart. We gotta go over here so I can explain to you which of the quiet parts we actually do say out loud. Our job is to accuse other people of what we're doing, so we just call them racist and leave it at that.
Rural America spoke up when they elected Trump. Rural America.
And by rural America, he means white America.
We have the possibility of becoming a minority in our own country.
Get the out of here now! Head forward!
Hey, this shit comical. So once again, you see they're doing all that, but this wasn't set up for y'all. The elites dispatched, right, and allow Cristobal Colon to come over here, right? You Poland crackers are just that, some Poland crackers. but they all bent out of shape. They're losing their kingdom, and they want to point the finger at us. And this is all, y'all, the elite, the elite Edomites, the Bacon families, the Amalekites. They're just sitting at the back laughing, right? You got that cheeky song, laughing to the bank like ha ha ha. they laughing while on the way to the bank, while your ass is arguing mad because your man's got sniped. Straight up and straight down. Let me get another clip.
Billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something.
So you take the help that they want to give, or you die.
Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right. Or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right. I would say this: we're not voting for the right people. In North Carolina, wake up.
Or just kill them. You see how he just tried to slip it in there. Either do what we tell you or kill them. And so what does this all work to, y'all? The MOTB system. Because that's what the elite, that's what all this has been about. They have the money, they have the land. Now they need complete control over the people. That is the next stage that they want to establish. So this whole illusion, coming over here for the America, the land of the free, the brave, the few, the marine. That's all these commercials, all the child books you read, it's all a bunch of malarkey. The elite want absolute control. And the MLTB is the next system to get us there. So now, you po, white trash, low-end Edomites, you now being faced with a choice too. Join the team or die like with the rest of them niggas. Revelation 13, I'm gonna get right at it, y'all. In verse 16, it says, I'll start at 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. What is the image of the beast? The ancient Roman system. The culture and customs revived through who? America. And if you don't uphold them and bow down to them, Esau is about to make his move to wipe you out. And what is going to be the ultimate way to adhere to his system? By way of receiving his mark. Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So they don't care. The elite are willing to treat their own just like niggas. So now it's going to come down to who is chipped and who is not, y'all. So that they can have full, absolute, unchallenged power. That's what they want in this world. The elite are not concerned with the wants and needs of the lower end Edomites. They don't give a fuck about you. Here it is. You Edomites are arguing with us. Democrat, Republic, this and that. Y'all need to be mad at your own people who are hogging all the wealth and all the power. Right? Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you don't have the mark, you won't be able to function in this society. That's what this truly boils over to. But these lower end Edomites, they're so, blinded by land and country and that damn Confederate flag and, having nightmares about a BBC slapping a white bitch across her forehead, how she like it. They don't realize that they at war with their own people. That's why it says what? And let's get that. Is wisdom. See, Edom is falling apart. He's busting at the seams, y'all. Jeremiah 49:7, it says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? The wisdom is perishing out of Edom. They're making dumb moves, y'all. Hasty decisions. They're not that great, that once great, mighty, noble nation. These motherfuckers are being found out to be low down, debaucherous sons of bitches, to where now it's the lower end ones versus the higher end ones, and they're just all out of whack. And they mad at us. They mad at themselves. They mad at they women for choosing all niggas. Esau is just completely scrambling, y'all. Like you spray some Raid on a roach. The nigga, what'd he do? He hit his back, spin out, arms and legs, get to switching and twisting. He dying. Well, that's Esau in a nutshell, all wrapped up. He don't know who to blame. So coming back here, got another clip too. Let me add this.
Have you ever heard of Margaret Sanger?
She was a racist. She said in her own words that she saw Negroes as so unfit to procreate that she wanted to make them sterile. So she founded birth control. And she put these people on birth control, went on to found Planned Parenthood so that, if they did get pregnant off birth control, that they would still kill their babies. So she was a eugenicist. She said that she did not like minorities, and that's even today why Planned Parenthood is in low-income neighborhoods, to live out Margaret Sanger's legacy of killing minorities. She went on to found Planned Parenthood. Hitler was watching what she was doing. He actually wrote about how he admired Margaret Sanger.
Now, wait a minute. I know you ain't telling me this good old-fashioned, sweet polypurebred, innocent, colonial white bread woman, Margaret Sanger, Miss Mayonnaise Mafia herself, the original killer Karen, did not plot and strategize to get rid of black and brown babies by setting up shop with these abortion clinics and birth control facilities right in the middle of the hood. You ain't telling me that, are you? Hold on. Let's go behind the scenes. Let's see what they really have to say. Check this out.
She's 13. Her parents don't know yet.
Yeah, so we don't do...
Wow, holy shit. Man. Boy, oh boy, y'all. So we know, she was a eugenicist, right? They want to wipe us out. Wow, 13, boy. Wow.
Here, but we don't do no Missouri.
13, about trying to run up in there and boy.
It's illegal, but we do have, I can give you a packet of the 2 locations that do it in Kansas.
And of course, who's right there giving the info out? Fucking man. And we about to get into the next segment in a fucking minute, y'all. Fucking Keisha, dog.
They have people that'll come pick them up. They have to run away.
Bitch, why are you whispering? Why are you whispering in that white coat? Speak audibly. Cause you know you wrong. That's why you whispering.
For the whole thing, yes. I would call them and tell them what the situation is. They're going to help you with that.
All within Planned Parenthood?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter if the school agrees or not. We say that she was at the doctor. And we can cut off our letterhead so it doesn't even say where she was. Trust me, this not
wow.
Not our first radio. They're going to know exactly how to handle that. I would call them.
Okay, so 13-year-olds can go across state lines.
Absolutely.
Planned Parenthood helps them do that and then pays for the whole thing?
I won't say it pays for the whole thing, but they will work for you. Sometimes they do end up paying for it. Yeah, it's illegal in Missouri.
How many times do you do this a year?
What, like abortion?
Girls coming out of the state, yes.
Oh, every day. Every day. Every day.
Y'all be telling all to the white man. He just has that ability to get all the info he need about a nigga, boy.
Because set up hotels for them. We set up every day.
So this is so great because she's 13.
Yeah,
she's so young,
and she's scared, and that's what we're here for.
And her parents.
She wasn't scared when she had that thing in her, and which this could be imaginary, right? He's making up a situation, right? But if this society was being ran the way it was supposed to be, oh my God, this is crazy, man.
They're like so conservative, and I cannot let them know.
And they won't. If she's in Planned Parenthood, we consider you an adult. You can make the decision, then we've got you.
Okay. And then can she come in here for follow-up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she doesn't have to go back there for follow-up. Once she's done with them, she can come back here.
And what about like contraceptives?
We'll take care of all of that.
All without any consent?
Yeah, we never tell her parents anything. She's an adult in our clinic.
And that's exactly why I tell you, don't argue with me, argue with your mama and fight.
Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. And this is this woman's legacy, y'all. Her legacy has your daughters going out and getting their baby skulls crushed and vacuumed out that kitty. So this ain't a joke and this ain't a game, y'all. That was so we see Esau, he's against himself, right? Top and bottom, they're fighting against themselves. Who else has Esau enlisted at being against the Israelite man? His own woman, y'all. Our own women and sisters, hey, just sit in the corner and sit down for a second. You'll be all right. If you ain't offended, you should be all right. Y'all, Esau, they've employed our women to be against us. And we know that this is curses, but this is also an employment by Edom. He's given our women the legal green light to be completely against us, and they're running running with it, in it, taking it, and thriving in it. And what you see is a completely broken people, y'all. A people completely broken. All right, so I got this right here. Just one example to show you. You know, our women have completely, you know, they've joined the other team, y'all. Linked up with Esau, right? You have the famous state or account with Herodias, right? And her daughter, who she had John the Baptist's head cut off, y'all, right? Because she was doing wrong. And John the Baptist, you know, scolded, was it Philip? Come down here. Matthew 15. Excuse me. 14 chapter, yep. 14:1. So just showing you, y'all, our women don't have a problem betraying us and making a league with the so-called white man to have us put down. This isn't something new to America, although, you know, we're here now in this lifetime, so it hurts and it stings to us. But this has been a common ploy and a tactic, right? Take the woman to have her be against the man. And Esau has done this throughout history. So Matthew 14, I'm going to start at 3. It says, "For Herod had laid hold on John and bound him and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife." So right here, we see that Herodias was with, it says, and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother. So you had the 3 sons of Herod, right? Archelaus, Antipas, and Philip. I believe this Herod here is Archelaus, right? That was committing adultery with Herodias, you know, against his brother Philip. And so, you know, when John the Baptist got on him about it, what'd she say? Throw that nigga in jail. Nigga, throw that nigga in jail, right? Straight demon Keisha time. Verse 4 says, "For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod, whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John the Baptist's head and a charger." Meaning what? Come bring his head on a plate. You know what head on a charger is, y'all? Let me show you. Right here. They're bringing up a stupid phone charger. And Herodias, she descended from that Levite line, right? Remember, the reason why the Herodians were dealing with Israelite women was because they came in and took over from where the Hasmoneans, the Maccabees, left off. So you had a handful of black women who were wives to these Edomites, right? That took over. Herodias was one. So right here, you know, the complexion on her is incorrect. Presumably, if that's Herodias, the woman, or, you know, now if that's her daughter, was, I believe, was a tear. Nevertheless, y'all, we see here John the Baptist, so-called, right, head cut off, put on a plate. That's what it means by head on a charger. This scheme was set up by an Israelite woman, despite the color here in these pictures. You know, a Levite woman, right? You're supposed to be keeping the law. You having a fellow Levite, because John the Baptist was a Levite, you having a fellow Levite be fucking decapitated so you can commit adultery with your white boy. Say, Keisha is completely on Team Zaddy, y'all. Let's see some proof. So let's go here. Let's get this first.
Is where she is.
So now we're in the second part of the video.
And this.
So we dealt with the first part. You know, Esau Edom is against himself, right? He doesn't mind some sacrifices. He doesn't mind, you know, letting his own people die so he can gain an advantage over the children of Israel. Now we're in the second half. Esau has pitted our women against us, right, to have advantage over us. Play.
Is where she is because she's an attractive black woman that strokes white men's ego. Period. As a black woman, as an attractive black woman or well-spoken black woman, white men come to you with an empty cup every single time. And there are some sisters where if you do have that individualistic mindset, you'll think, oh, well, my cup empty, I'm thirsty, I'm going to drink it. And you fail to see the bigger picture here. Candace is the mistress to the white man. That's what she is. Okay, she the mistress. She been over there in the white man's cock.
She's a modern day Herodias. Wow, she said a white man's cock. Wow.
For years, hoping that I'll just show you how loyal I am. I'll show you how loyal I am, and one day you'll get tired of that wife and you'll upgrade me to the spot. But just like only 2% of marital affairs work out, it has not worked out for Candace being the white man's mistress and hoping to get the wife position. And why is that? Why? Because the whites have a stronger sense of survival than we do because they are so far behind genetically. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to status quo fields, I never fought the whites for being racist. If my genes were holding on for dear life to a thread, if my womb was so weak that my birth rates are just declining faster than I can say banana, I too would be racist.
Faster than I can say banana?
Why? Because the highest level of self-love is self-preservation. End of story. You do not love yourself if you cannot tap into your instinct to self-preserve. The whites take their self-preservation seriously. They take it differently than we do because of a scientific reason. Okay, it's a genetic reason as to why their instinct is.
So we get off that. We just needed the Candace part, right, before she get into all that pseudoscience shit. We understand, right? Esau is, losing his kingdom, but we not finna get off into all that shit. But the point being with Candace, right? She running behind the white man, and really it's to no benefit. Esau, Edom will simply use them as tools and discard them, because now in the modern era, you black women are out here struggling. The Heavenly Father has you out here struggling. That Isaiah 32, rise up, you women that are at ease. You had your joy and your pleasure for a minute, but now Esau, Edom is starting to strip you of those trinkets, of those gifts, of those toys that he gave you. And so now you just out here down bad. So what, was it worth anything? No. The answer was no. It was all in vain. May they die like, what do you say? King Von. May they die like Nipsey Hussle. May they die like Drake Yoderula in vain. So Keisha, you turned your back, but to what avail? To what avail, y'all? Esau, he wants to wipe all of us out. Don't forget that. He wants to destroy the whole seed. You get rid of the men, you can fuck the women away, right? Our women turn their back, but it was in vain. That's why it says what it says in Micah 7. Gotta go to it. Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it. Shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So our women, for the physical needs of the world, betrayed the man so that they could have advantage in Esau Edom's kingdom. Well, now that those advantages are being stripped, right? Where is thy God, right? That's what they were saying, right? When they had the benefits, when they was getting money, when they was living, you could take that Section 8 voucher and go live in a luxury apartment someday. Well, now all these things are being ran back, right? DEI is being thrown out the window, such as all that good stuff. We're entering the stage where we're going to see them completely down and out. And in Jacob's trouble, you best believe, y'all, you're literally just going to see fucking Israelite women face down on concrete, bro. Like straight up head smashed, chest caved in type shit. Bullet holes, bullet ridden, man. All for what? You were deceived, just like Eve, by the serpent. Again. And at the end of it all, we're going to prevail. In which age, you're going to have the sisters that are saved and protected. So once again, don't get all bent out of shape and butthurt. But we know what stands true, right? The mass majority of our women are going to die. They chose to align themselves with Esau, Edom, whether it be by literally being a coon or by choosing black nigger culture, because nigger culture was given to us, right? If you're partaking in nigger culture rather than your true Israelite heritage, then you're a part of the problem too. You're just on the other end of the token. One hand is being a coon, one hand is being a nigger, right? That's what Esau's giving you. Both of them are destructive. So come back here, get this clip. One more.
That's better than crack. Because it puts you into better than crack. Because it puts you into a state of consciousness that makes you not deal with reality. The reality of your pain. Because black woman, you are in pain. You ain't happy that you ain't got no man. You shouldn't be happy that they got your children locked up behind these bars. Because see, if the war is against the black man, the war is against you. And you trying to act like...
If the war is against the Israelite man, then the war is against you. Duh. I can't wait till that little nigga got out the house. Well, maybe if you raised that little nigga right, it wouldn't have been a fucking problem. Or maybe if you wouldn't have been out fucking and sucking while his dad was at work and he came home and had that argument with you and slapped you the fuck down, and that's why he left, and that's why the little nigga ain't seen his daddy since he was 2.5. Maybe if all them events hadn't played out, maybe it wouldn't have been that bad.
Because they gave me a good job. They let me get into college. You think the war ain't about you. But the war is about you. They hate you. And they hate what come out your womb. And they have taught you lies so that you can pass the lies on to your seed so that you will have nothing on the planet that will work in your interest. And that's why you working and struggling all by yourself. You gotta do everything all by yourself. And you think, oh, I'm strong. No, you ain't strong. You's a fool.
You's a fool.
Because you weren't put here to be by yourself and to work by yourself. And to try to raise families by yourself. That's not what you was put here for. Matter of fact, that breaks you down. That shortens your life expectancy. But see, you black women, you got your Jesus and your religions and your Allah. And as long as you got Jesus, you don't need nothing else, do you? Well, I tell you, that's better than crack.
Yep. Hey, yeah, and some of you women, you think, oh, I know God, I have a relationship with God. No, you don't. You a single, stupid bitch. She made mention of Allah too, that Muslim shit. Because, they go run to that after you have 4-5 kids. Now you want to wrap your head up like that one. You see that one bitch, it lasted her 3 months, Brittany Renner, right? What they say, the last stage of a hoe, the final form of a hoe is religious. And that's true. That's amongst all nationalities. Well, I've seen that in here. Some white hoes, well, they be the college slut, sucking and chucking everything. Bitch, if anything is shaped like a pole, she hopping on it. Bitch turned 28, now she a reformed Christian. Bitch, please. Focus being on our woman, y'all. You made a bad deal. You made that crappy deal for that Happy Meal. And now that Happy Meal then went spoiled, right? And at the end of it all, y'all, we're going to prevail. Although Esau Edom has set all these devices against us, right? And I'm saying, when I say us, I'm referring again to the Israelite man now, Negro, Latino, Native American. We have all these things against us, as we just learned in this video. Our own people, our own women, these low-end crackers mad at us. But we're going to prevail in the end of it all, y'all. So fret not. Fret not. Hey, these devils, they think that they're going to wipe us out. They think that they're going to win, and they're not, y'all. Wisdom of Solomon 2, it tells you their mindset. I want to get a verse specifically. I'm going to start at 17. It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him out of the hand of his enemies. So this is the mindset that the wicked had. But guess what? The answer is yes. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai is actually on our side, and he will deliver us out of your hand. And Keisha ain't gonna hold us down, nigga. What you thought? We gonna break free, and the Heavenly Father is gonna give us the glory. And I'm going to end on this, the same scripture we ended camp with Saturday, y'all. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And we're going to stand bold in front of Keisha, and we're going to stand bold in front of Esau. Like that famous sign, y'all, the famous Israelite sign, with Esau on his knees crying, shirt torn up, and with Keisha on her knees in that blonde weave crying. And that's how this shit gonna bang out. So hey, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwarash, the waters to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching of truth and sincerity. Shalom.